Welcome to Bourbon Awareness, and tonight we're going to mix some cocktails. It's Friday night, and tonight is Rye night, so we're going to make some Manhattans. Today we're going to try to make three different types. Our rye that I really like to use is the Sagamore Double Barrel. It's a really great rye that is sweet, but it has enough power in it. This is, I believe, 96.6 proof. I also like using the malted rye from Riff, and also the Balboa Rye. It's a new offering. And then tonight we're also going to try a little bit of Jack Daniel's triple mash in a Manhattan, something different. It's something that I had seen somebody try, and they said it was very good, so I had to give it a shot myself. So with that, let's get going on our first shot of making a bourbon with, I should say, making a Manhattan with the new Riff Balboa Rye. Now, Balboa Rye is a very special rye that is a heirloom rye that's grown by a family in Indiana. New Riff procures it from them, and they've been making this probably for a couple of years now. I just got my hands on it here in New Jersey, so this is new to me. I have had a few of these in other types of cocktails, and I really enjoyed it. It's got a nice minty flavor. So we're going to start off with our mixing glass, and I'm going to use some stainless steel cooling cubes. Instead of using ice, because I don't want to dilute my cocktail, I'd like to have it as full strength as I possibly can. So, with that being said, we have that. We're going to have a 2-ounce pour of the Balboa Rye. Now this rye is 95% Balboa Rye and 5% malted rye. Okay, 2 ounces of rye. We're going to do a little bit less in the we're going to do a little bit less in the sweet vermouth than normal. Normally it would be a half and half, 2 ounces, 2 ounces. I'm going to do 1.5 ounces of the sweet vermouth. So we're going to do it that way. Gives it a little bit stronger Manhattan, also a little less sweet. Sometimes I would also use a little sherry in the drink just to provide a different taste. Also, it would be a dry sherry, so it would cut some of that excess sweetness. But if you do like a lot of sweetness, you can go ahead and put equal amounts of vermouth in. You could also use half and half dry vermouth and sweet vermouth, which is another option. Well, we're going to give this a good stir, and while we do that, we're also going to add some bitters. So I have a couple of different bitters here, and I'm going to try using a spicy cherry bitter. And we'll give that a few drops. There we go. And give it a good stir. So the key is to get this to mix up nice and cold, and just put your hand around the glass. You can just take it once in a while and make sure you have the chill coming up. If we were using ice cubes right now, all this stirring, the ice cubes would be melting and diluting the drink. So I think that using these stainless steel cubes is a great idea, and it avoids that melt, and you get a nice full strength drink. Okay, very nice to feel how cold it is. And then we're going to get our coupe and we'll strain this. All right. And of course, you have to have a garnish, and I like to use a Luxardo type cherry. They're much better than those candy colored red ones that you used to get on ice cream. So I have that, and I usually wrap it with an orange peel of some sort. So cheers. Oh, wonderful. Oh, the rye spices, and then that little touch of mint in the background, maybe a little licorice or something like that. Very nice. Of course, the sweetness from the vermouth is there. Fantastic. Wonderful. So, like I said, you can adjust the strength according to your liking. And I suggest you experiment with different types of additives, different bitters, and also try different strengths according to what your taste buds are all about. So there, we finished our first one. So we're gonna break and clean our glass out, mixing glass, and then turn around and make our next drink. Okay, we're back and we are ready for a second Manhattan. And this time we're going to try the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Now, the Triple Mash is a bonded bourbon, rye, and single malt mix. So they go ahead and they put in different proportions of each one of those different whiskeys, and they created this Triple Mash. It's actually a wonderful drink by itself, if you like things neat or on the rocks. But let's try this with a cocktail. So we're going to use 2 ounces, and we'll again also do 1.5 ounces of the vermouth, the sweet vermouth. Okay, the Jack Daniels, and then our sweet vermouth. I keep my vermouth in the refrigerator, and I use smaller bottles because I like to use as fresh a bottle as possible. So it's easier to get a small bottle like this and then go through it rather quickly, and then get a fresh bottle and open it up. It also fits in the refrigerator a lot easier. Oh, and we didn't put in our cooling rocks. Well, let's do that now. I have about 3 sets of these that I use for mixing cocktails. It really is a great thing to have without having all that dilution. So we're also going to try some chocolate bitters this time. So I'm going to give this about 3 to 4 shakes. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then we'll give it a good mixing. Now the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash, like I said, it's 100 proof. So this will be a little stronger. But again, the vermouth will certainly tone it down to a respectable level. Okay, I can feel it get nice and cold. Okay, let's give that a try. Put our vermouth back and bring this into a glass. Now you can have this in a rocks glass if you'd like, or you can drink it in a coupe like this, which is a little fancier. Also, other types of glassware for Manhattan. You could use a martini glass. Martini glass is also available. The only thing about a martini glass is that you can easily spill when you start moving around because of the slope of these sides, where the coupe has that upright sides which don't allow too much spillage as you move around. So it's one of the reasons why I like using a glass like this. So let's put our garnish in there. Again, another Luxardo. Give it a little stir. And let's taste. Find out whether we do like this or not. Oh, wow. Wonderful. I can taste the Tennessee whiskey, which is very smooth, of course. But it's that little bit of rye and that single malt. American single malt probably offering a little bit of that chocolate that I'm tasting, and that could also be some of the bitters, maybe the combination of the two. But very nice, very smooth. Oh, fantastic, wonderful. So there's cocktail two. American single malt, rye, and the Tennessee whiskey, the Jack Daniel's triple mash, and the other parts of that drink, which is the sweet vermouth. Again, if it's too sweet, you can use a little bit of dry vermouth to tone it down. It all depends on what your habits are and what you like to drink. So let's break again. We're going to clean our glasses, and then we'll start our third cocktail. Okay, we're back, and now we're going to do our third cocktail, and we're going to use the Sagamore double barrel. The double barrel, like I said, was about 96.6 proof. It's an undisclosed mash bill, so it could be from Sagamore or it could be part of MGP juice. So, with that being said, we're going to add 2 ounces again, just like before. And this is really a very nice rye that's sweet. It's got all those little oaky notes from the extra barreling. I believe they barrel this for 5 to 6 years, and then the distiller takes it, puts it into a low charred barrel that has been medium toasted for an additional 18 months. Okay, so we have that. We got our 1.5 ounces of sweet vermouth. And we need to put our cooling stones in. Okay. Go. And then we're going to add a little sherry. So we're going to add basically about a quarter to a half of an ounce of dry sherry. And this is you have to make sure you use dry sherry to cut the sweetness. And it gives just a nice little sherry flavoring to our drink. Little bit of a change, switch up. Okay, also kept in the cooling wine cooler to make sure we have a nice cool drink. And again, I'm going to use the chocolate bitters again. Okay, couple of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 drops. And then we give it a good mix. Okay, getting nice and chilled. Okay. So, some interesting trivia about the Manhattan. Manhattan was developed in Manhattan, and it was developed in the late 1800s, and it was created for Winston Churchill's mother. She was having a dinner party in the city, a banquet of some sort, and she wanted something unique, and the Manhattan was the drink that was being served. We'll strain this into our glass. Always have to have a little bit of trivia about whiskey when you are drinking. So, again, we're going with our Luxardo cherry and our orange peel. Give it a little whisk. Okay. So again, this is the Sagamore and a little sherry. And let's give this a shot and see what it's about. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Wonderful flavors of the oaky, sweet rye, the touch of sweetness that we get from the vermouth and also from the sherry. It's delightful. Delightful. Needed to have another dip. Great stuff. So there we are. We've had 3 different cocktails. We started off with the Balboa Rye from New Riff. A wonderful cocktail. A little bit of mintiness to it. Balboa Rye is available for about $50, maybe 55. Well, it depends on the area you're in and the pricing that you are affected by with taxes and such. The next was the Triple Mash Manhattan. Triple Mash is available roughly around $40, maybe $45, depending on where you are again. Wonderful drink. It's 100 proof. The Balboa Rye also is 100 proof, so it's a bottle and bond. This is a bottle and bond also. And then our Sagamore, which is 96.6 proof. It's a double oak. This runs you probably about $55, maybe $60, depending on where you are. 3 wonderful drinks. Try them out. Experiment with your different ratios of what you're using. If you like sweeter, again, more regular sweet vermouth. If you like something a little drier, add some dry vermouth in with the sweet vermouth, and you might find that you come to a pleasant, even drink that you may like. So that's it for today, and I hope you enjoyed these 3 drinks, and I do implore you to give it a shot, try it out, experiment with what you are drinking with. Just because you picked it up at a restaurant or at a bar and such doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. You are able to make drinks for yourself and customize them, and I hope you had a great time tonight. And if you get the opportunity, look us up on Bourbon Awareness, and that would be bourbonaware.com. And have a nice night.